because oh my god, it was
It was
horrible.
cool to see A, they adapted quickly for the next day and did things, and B, it was possible, but like C, why wasn't this in the first place, guys? Like, this is pretty dangerous having thousands of people out in the fucking 110-degree sun.
Yep.
Okay, let's start with what was the best thing of FanFest?
Meeting, you know what? Honestly, the thing that I love the most about FanFest was meeting some of the people that we've been playing with for the past how many years and finally getting to meet them in person. Otherwise, I would say the hype of the new expansion trailer was pretty fucking cool, and also the Primals concert, but the sound, whoever was running sound for that shouldn't be running sound for anything.
Yeah.
We're talking distortion, feedback, it was terrible.
Yep.
But if you ignore that part, the Primals were awesome because it's always great to watch the Primals in concert.
Yeah, if anything, the 3 concerts were pretty good.
Yeah. Piano concert was nice, but you know.
Yeah, that one was nice. But I mean, like, it would have been nice to have chairs, which can,
yeah,
I guess, could be the #1 thing that we
chairs
were
would have
complaining
been
about.
Fantastic. I would have loved to have not bruised my tailbone. Actually that would have been fabulous.
I think I have many crowd shots. I can just show like all the people just standing in things versus not. Let me find something.
I don't know how many chairs they actually had, but we're looking at about 15,000 people, and maybe there were enough chairs for a third of that, maybe.
But it's cool. Like, you're like, oh shit, cool, pandemonium. But I gotta like run past, I gotta like wait behind like hundreds of people to go even see what that is. And there's a cool dance, the club thingy. That was cute. That was cute and stuff. But like basically this entire zone of heads that you're seeing is all just standing area.
Yep.
Which is like half the entire thing, which, okay, wait, let me find.
And when they had the concert, that didn't change.
Actually, yes, this is basically from that perspective, but like turned around from where I was. You can see like all of this area is just like people sitting on the ground and whatnot. And during like any main event, basically everything that you saw me looking at earlier, like behind me with all the colors and shit, people were basically just sitting on the floor there too. So it's like half the entire space was, half of them were kind of sitting on chairs with a whole bunch of people standing around, because first of all, everyone's fucking vulturing for chairs all day. Like you cannot get a chair. Everyone's reserving chairs. This is ridiculous. Like maybe half is like chaired up, and then half is just this big ass open space. And they probably had the big ass open space so that you had space to play these mini games or whatever. But they're like, they should have just had the mini games in another place entirely, and then had way more chairs here, so then everyone could sit. So that we're not like sitting for like 2-hour concerts on the actual concrete. They didn't even give us, actually, wait, let me show you the Rods at Hunt thing. That should have been bigger. That was like another thing I thought of.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool if they made, Rods at Hunt was cool.
If they made that a big section and actually make that part of this main area like a floor section to sit on, that would have been cool, because that was a bit immersive. Let me find that. It was basically like, it's supposed to kind of mimic the lobby or like that main area of Rods at Han.
Well, you know what? I'll just hide I'll hide my thing. Hold on.
So like, this was cute, but my first thought was, this is too fucking small for 15,000 people, and this is all they got for like a little section. Like, come on, they should have made, they should have totally committed a whole like area as a floor section, taking out the other side games and stuff, and that would have been cool. Because at least they had some floor things like cushions and things, but it was just in this one small section for maybe like, I don't know what, 50 to 100 people, maybe. And this is also like the opposite corner of the entire event too. This is the absolute opposite corner of where the main stage is. This isn't close. So, but yeah, the seating and stuff was just nuts. And I like, Mom and I were talking about it. It seems like basically like somebody just didn't do the numbers right or whatever. I remember Snape joked, is like, they think 1,500 and not 15,000. Because like, I know it's gonna definitely sting the people that didn't go. But despite it already being so fucking limited, I wish the tickets were even more limited, because it was that like crowded. Mom and I waited hours and hours just for the main events and stuff. We didn't do anything else. We didn't really do any other stuff, because we already spent like 2-3 hours. Finally didn't have a line.
Yeah, didn't have a line, but you didn't have to spend.
It did earlier, where it was like fucking like hundreds and hundreds of people. It was kind of cute, basically a little skee ball, like digital skee ball thing.
Yeah, it was fun. I won. Yeah, I beat Nico.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, like the fact that we already had to wait like in the beginning for both days, like hour and a half ish tops, and you go in, like the last thing you want to do is wait in another fucking queue.
Yep.
To do stuff. It was so rough.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And
what
don't forget
else?
about the golden tickets, right? I mean, they announced that beforehand. You
guys thought getting a ticket to FanFest was a lottery? Did you know there was a lottery to a lottery to a lottery? So like apparently fucking what was it? You go and get your bag. Everyone gets a goodie bag or whatever the hell. So you have a chance of getting a golden ticket, which means you get to go behind the scenes to meet the guys. Fucking awesome. You open up the golden ticket to find out that it actually means you get to meet a specific person that you have to then like it's like a lottery on a lottery of who you're gonna meet, and you might not even know the person because it's like a pretty big dev team and a lot of people. I mean, not to undermine everyone, but obviously everyone's gonna be going for Soken, Yoshi P, and things like that. And if they get like some of the more like random people, like maybe the guys who do like the battle mechanics or something like that, they're not gonna care if they're not like hardcore into like savages and stuff. It was so weird how like they should have just done like if they're gonna do the golden ticket, do it for like just meeting everybody at once kind of thing or something, like a bunch of people meet a bunch of people.
I don't know. Like I don't know exactly what the solution.
Or just don't. I don't know. That was just
I don't know what
like
the
a slap
solution
in the
would be
face
for that. I really don't.
It felt like someone thought lotteries was like the way to go, and like I feel like the organization team was just like really weird this time around. They had some weird ideas.
Oh, so here's another good one, the merch room. So the merch room was set up so that you stand in line for the merch room. They only let so many people in there, and then they'll hand out tickets. So they handed out a bunch of tickets, and they weren't able to actually accommodate all the people that got tickets for Friday. So they were like, well, if you have a ticket from Friday, we'll let you go in on Saturday. But we're not going to give any new tickets to people standing in line on Saturday. Did anybody tell anyone this? Was there any announcement about this? No. So people were standing in line for hours, and this was outside of the main hall. So there were three things that were outside of the main hall: the quiet room, the merch room, and the battle room, where you could fight.
I forgot about the battle room. Yeah, you're right.
so people had to stand in line for the merch room outside the main event hall. So they couldn't even like watch main event stuff while they were standing in line. I mean, they could watch it on their phone, obviously. And people stood in line only to find out that, oh yeah, sorry, we're not giving out new tickets today because we couldn't even accommodate all the tickets that we handed out yesterday. But nobody said anything. So that was very much like 2016 all over again, actually.
It seemed like they didn't have enough hands for sure. I mean, on top of not having enough space, they didn't have enough hands for things like when we could definitely tell like people's limits or patience were running really thin. Like Mom and I actually saw one person just get really mad because I don't even think they were there for the QR code. Like there's basically one mechanic where you're running around looking for QR codes and stuff, but I think the other person just wanted to play the game, but they also had a QR code that you could like scan or whatever. So she's like, the person who's like volunteer working or whatever presented the QR code, and the guy's kind of confused. And she just started getting frustrated, being like, just take the QR code already and just basically get it and get out.
Yeah,
right?
and then she was also pissed off at us because we didn't have our phones ready for the damn QR code. It's like, oh, excuse me,
but we weren't even here for the QR code.
We just
were there
wanted
for
to play the
game. Yeah, which is different than the QR code thing. I was just like, what the hell?
But at the same time, I think she was so frustrated. Like she was probably so frustrated.
Because like we've seen, and also too, we see these people earlier in the day, like a lot of these people earlier in the day, pretty chill. Later in the day, you can tell they're fucking tired, and it's the same person. So very obviously, they didn't have enough people to like cycle around.
They didn't have enough people like with different shifts or whatever. They should have had shifts.
Like the badge thing, actually. So you're doing QR. So TLDR, you got like side missions and things. You get QR codes and badges. Once you get enough of your rewards, all 15,000 people have to bunch up at one booth to get their reward.
And stand in line to get.
A single booth had like the rewards for everybody doing this thing.
One table with like 3 or 4 people at it, I forget. But come on. We didn't even bother. We were like, nope, it's a poster that's gonna get squished in my suitcase, so it doesn't matter. We didn't even try.
It's like just comparing it to like 2018. If this is gonna be like 3 times the size, get 3 times the amount of booths, 3 times the amount of people, and 3 times the amount of side quests. And if your complaint's gonna be, oh no, it's not gonna be as personal as it used to be because we're gonna have duplicate side quests standing next to each other, too fucking bad.
Yeah, you can't have 15,000 people. It's too big now. It's too big now.
It's too big.
Yep.
So
and I know
you gotta commit one way or the other. And if you're gonna grow, which they obviously are with this huge jump, they're gonna have to grow the team, the space and everything for it too.
Yeah, and I mean, I know it sounds like Nico and I are complaining. We had a really, really good time, but we honestly, like, I know I for sure, and I know Nico agrees with me, that we are really happy that you know, that the community has grown the way that it has. It's great for the game. It's great for us.
Sure.
But it just, that plus this was just a shit show. It really was a shit show. And it was like, oh my God. There's a part of me that doesn't even want to try to go next time because I was so frustrated with this one. I spent so much, I spent a lot of money to go there and to do things. And
Vegas also just wasn't the place for this, considering that they also wanted to do a concert thing. When they had the concert at like a casino magic show theater place, it was so fucking hectic. There was like thousands of people fucking crowded outside into the casinos and shit, or crowding around and like running around and shit. And we all had to leave. Luckily, Mom and I found a place to eat and got there before everybody else did, because then we could just kill some time.
Yeah.
But holy moly, thousands of people coming out of the casino trying to all Uber at the same time. Fuck that.
Yeah, that was something.
Oh my God. Like that, we need places, like if you're gonna have a concert, you need an actual like a concert place where they have like just that one building for the thing. I've never been to a concert and seen such a line before. I was so blown away, but then I realized that wasn't that's not where you have concerts. That's why it was so messy. Yeah, I really hope they don't do Vegas again.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the place
just
for
wonder
it.
because
especially not in the fucking summer.
Because I think BlizzCon, when BlizzCon got big, they started doing Anaheim Convention Center. And I know Anaheim is really good at conventions. They're like, Anaheim is like one of the places, I think Anaheim, San Diego is another one. San Diego is another really good place for conventions. I'm hoping that they pick something along those lines, because I feel like even though the Las Vegas Convention Center is actually the largest convention center in the United States, no, that was not a good choice. That's what I think.
Oh, at the concert too. I love my notes. This was my literal notes from going to the concert. Do y'all really think we can't read a fucking ticket? Bunch of question marks. Because I was getting so frustrated how they were like one, yelling at all of us like we're a bunch of children. Like it's a convention.
Some of us were behaving like children, not us.
I guess so. That's true. But then, like, I don't know, I felt it was kind of weird that, like, we had to fucking go to every single person for them to check the ticket, for the next person to double check the ticket, for the next person to double check the ticket, to then sit down. And then I also saw that some people were, like, getting misguided in the first place and where their seats even were. Like, like, I don't know. Like, obviously it's good to have ushers, but I don't think you should force people to be ushered to their seats.
Yeah.
I think that's a little nitpicky, sure, but, like, I was just like, ugh. I was very happy I didn't decide to dress up, because it felt pretty kind of demoralizing just being yelled at.
Yeah, we were getting yelled at a lot. Just people were just, it was just kind of nuts. But then on the other hand, I get it, because we had people that had to shush people when the concert started. People were like, shh, shh, because people just wouldn't shut up. And it's like, hey, this is a concert. Don't behave like a child. You need to, you be a grown up for Pete's sakes, Oh, so.
Also, who thought it was going to be a great idea for the concert to have a limited item or new merch to buy that you can get during intermission?
Yeah, and most of it sold out.
What a grand fucking idea. Oh, yeah, and then you find out, oh, no, it sold out the previous concert.
During the afternoon
Sounds
concert. Sounds
familiar? Like the merch store?
We went to the night concert, so it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was something.
Oh,
man.
It really was interesting.
Yeah, there's no maps. Oh, dude, the food situation. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck? Yeah, so, like, day one, all we had was basically a Starbucks for the first, like, handful of hours. Or actually, yeah, for the first handful of hours, we just had one Starbucks. Yeah. So 15,000 people all trying to, like, just go to a Starbucks to get a coffee and some kind of snack thing.
Yeah.
Because there was a food court, but it was all closed or whatever. They
didn't open the food court that day. They opened it the next day. And then there were, like, 2 or 3 places to get food inside the concert hall, or inside the event hall, but those didn't open until after the keynote.
Yep.
And the opening ceremonies.
Like, everyone was waiting outside hours on end to, like, get into the main event and everything, and then you gotta wait. And we're just waiting in line for fucking Starbucks.
And to top it all off, this was the part that always made me the most pissed off, was that periodically the app for the event would send you a push notification, which you had to opt into if you wanted to use the app at all. You had to have location services on, and you had to opt in for push notifications. And it would say, don't forget to eat and stay hydrated.
Yeah.
The vending machines broke or got empty.
Yep.
There were only a couple of places you had to stand in an hour-long line just to get a fucking bottle of water half the time. And you're telling me, don't forget to eat and stay
But
hydrated.
don't worry though. There were 2 food trucks out in the fucking sun at
Oh my
110 degrees
God.
if you wanted to wait in line for that.
I couldn't believe
I can't
that.
believe people work that
I can't
shit.
believe
That's
people
crazy.
would work that. That was nuts. I was like, really? People are working in a food truck outside? What kind of nonsense is that?
Yeah, that was
Oh my
nuts.
goodness.
I did also hear they sold out quickly too.
Yeah.
But like, what the hell?
Yep.
Yeah, there was no map, no information. Like, they
Nope.
needed definitely more people organization to explain where the food and things were. Because if there was food, we didn't fucking see it. Like,
Pretty much for the most part, outside was never less than 110 degrees unless it was first thing in the morning or late at night. Otherwise, the average temperature while we were there outside was about 110. When we first got there on Thursday, it was like 115, 116. It was really,
Yeah, that was
really
toasty.
It was really toasty. I was like, I kept telling myself, I'm at an expensive spa in the sauna. I'm at an expensive spa in the sauna, because otherwise I was miserable. It was so hot.
yeah, it's just so frustrating how you spent so much money to get here
Yep.
just to basically wait on things, and not even for quality stuff. We were waiting for an hour plus for Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know, like that just was not fun.
Yeah.
And talking to people too, we did notice like some people who were like new, as this is their first ones, didn't really realize that this isn't how it was before. Or at least the 2018 one wasn't. Maybe the 2016 one was, but
Even the 2016
this-
one wasn't this bad because it wasn't during the summer.
true.
So the temperature wasn't as much of an issue.
Yeah. There's like one thing for sure is I don't want us nerds to be fucking, don't conform to thinking that you need to like
Suffer.
fucking suffer
You
for the
shouldn't
fandom.
suffer. You shouldn't suffer for fandom.
Yeah.
They should have made it comfortable for people. But at the same time, you know, we had a lot of fun.
Cool. And then like the line thing, it was cool to see them adjust quickly. Like
Yep.
first day the line was outside, second day the line was inside. So
Yep.
this does make me hopeful that, you know, they want this to obviously be a good event, memorable event they want to come back to. So I trust Yoshi P them will better organize in the future and stuff like that. I think really simply put, just get more people working it and get like double the space at least.
Yep. Like don't
Increase the
try and
space.
put everything all in one spot.
Or like at the very least now, make main stage or whatever, make it its own thing now. I think it's big enough that
Yeah.
it should just be its own room entirely.
That's
and then
actually-
put everything else elsewhere. But yeah, I think that's more or less
Is that
all
all
the
your
things.
notes? Is that all your
Yeah.
notes?
the easiest way I keep telling people is that despite it being despite having 10 out of 10 moments, I want to give the convention a total like 5 out of 10 because
Yeah.
like the bad parts were just that bad at times. Where
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
just
that-
like, after the first day, Mom and I really looked at each other and were like, do we want to do this again? Like it was
Yeah.
kind of rough.
Yeah.
I do have to say, being the little fucking sucker that I am, and video games being as incorporated with music as they are, the second I saw the Primal concert, I was just like, oh, it was worth it. Like it
Yeah.
felt fucking worth it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want everyone to have to fucking suffer as much as they did just for a like 1 to 2 hour Primals concert. At that point,
was
they
only
should
an
just do
hour.
Primals Oh yeah, each concert was
The
only an hour. It was
concerts
only the
were
symphony
only
was
an
2.
hour. It's only the symphony
Yeah.
that was longer.
Yes, fucking suffering for an hour concert. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, suffer 2 days for an hour concert.
Yep. Yeah.
Shouldn't have to suffer that much for it.
Yep. And I
And
mean,
and what's fucking crazy too is this is coming from 2 pretty fucking healthy human beings.
Yeah.
So imagine imagine everybody else who has like health issues that they have to worry about. What the? I can't even fucking imagine. Honestly, I can't imagine like how that would have been.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
'Cause,
that's
like, I
why
was already struggling, and I have no problems to have to worry about. And
you know,
you
Nico
could see
gives
lot of
me a
people
hard
have stuff.
time about never shutting up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
No, but I mean, Zepla has you know, Chick Drummer shared that in our Discord, but Zepla has a really good video about the struggles that people with disabilities had at this event because of the way that it was just poorly planned and what have you. So I think that's worth a watch, you know. And Nico and I are criticizing, and that's actually, you know, it's actually pretty impressive that I'm complaining as much as I am, because holy shit, if there's a Final Fantasy fangirl around here, it's gonna be me. I mean, I love Final Fantasy and I'll forgive a lot, but for the first time, like, I couldn't believe that before even the first day was over, I was like, Nico, I don't know that I ever want to come back here. This is so unpleasant.
Both of us were just like, Just
Can you?
so
I mean, I
unsure.
can't imagine that I said that. Can you believe that that came out of my mouth? If you
You're
know
crazy.
me, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we did still have fun. And I do trust that they will improve it, because after all the trouble that they had in 2016, they improved it for 2018 significantly. So I am going to trust that they will do the same for this. You know, enough bitching. I want to talk about one more thing.
Yeah.
The trailer for the new expansion.
True.
Right? To me, that was the coolest shit. Like, I complain about the event itself and what have you. I had a really good time, but oh my god, I'm so hyped for the new stuff. We can put 2 dies on 1 piece of gear. More housing allotment. Like, you know, items inside. I can decorate the rest of my house. And we've been having fun theorizing what the new jobs will be. I think one of them is definitely going to be like Corsair or Pirate. There's no way that it's not.
I feel like everyone's pretty much in agreement that Corsair has to be like the one.
Yeah.
Melee one. We're just trying now. We got to figure out which one's
what's the magic
page.
one.
Yeah, what's the
But it
magic
could be
gonna
like, but it could be like Realm. Could be like Realm. And she's like a Beastmaster, but also the painter. She was like,
oh yeah, that Picto.
Yep, Pictomancer
thing,
or whatever the heck. I think she was called a
something.
Pictomancer.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Also, the Derplander looks good. Kind of not so gritty looking. He looks good with his hair pushed back and stuff. He looks a little less stressed out, which I like. Yeah, I don't know. RNG
Oh yeah,
is
cute little things. I didn't show off the. Oh wait, this isn't showing. I'm gonna show off some of the. Is this video gonna play? Can one of these play? The dance floor.
Oh yeah, the dance
Sadly,
floor was
people
cool.
were too sober for it. I mean, we're all like awkward nerds, so there weren't a whole lot of people and stuff. If we had some alcohol in us, I'm sure there would have been more people in here, but I don't know that I would want 15,000 people with alcohol in them.
I
so
wanted
it's
to
fine.
dance, but then I was worried that I was going to get it because people were standing in line to get their QR codes and to get their pictures and whatever
that's the thing.
else.
Dude, they should have made this like a whole little, like a mini room or something, right? Like this would have been a cool mini room.
I
This
would have
been a
gone
cool
in there
mini
to just
room.
dance like an idiot
Yeah,
because
like,
I
and just
wanted
have some
to.
space
I
in there.
really wanted to. Oh my
If you were
god.
following, you totally saw it. It was cute. Mom actually ran up to her and was like, "I'm a tank. I need to stack with you."
Yep.
And it was like this stack marker. Even does the sound effect and everything. It was
Yep.
so cute. She ended up having a line on the second day, I think.
Yeah.
She had like this whole line of people to take pictures with her. It was pretty funny.
Yep.
That was cool.
But it was cool because it made the sound effect and everything. It was like the best thing ever. I was like, oh my god, this was the absolute best cosplay for the
I love
entire
creative
thing.
cosplays.
Yep,
like
me
the
too.
ones that are like that are just more about mechanics, I guess, than like people. Mm-hmm. When you cosplay about like concepts than things, rather than a person.
On top of her head. That was so cute.
This is oh, the camera was shaky on this shot. Come on, someone was the Squapes.
Squapes. Oh yeah, there were a few
Someone just-
Squapes.
Yeah, there are a few. So there's a dude that did this where he was like a bunch of Squapes, and then there's somebody else who was straight up a huge Squape, like one whole Squape or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, this one was committed. This
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
this whoever this person was not the person in the front, the person in the back. This person is too fucking lopperate holding a box. I can't imagine what it was like running around in this thing or like having to do this.
I was trying to figure out like how were they doing that? They were like
It had to have been all fours.
All
in
fours,
the most
right?
awkward way.
Yep.
The most
Crab
awkward
walking.
all fours.
Yep. Oh my god, it was crazy. Crab walking. Yep.
Yeah, that was
That one
so
was good.
funny.
That one was super good.
If you're curious to see what the quests were like, you basically had to go and find these quest markers, like MSQ icons, and there were gleaners that would tell you the quest.
And they were
Cool in
so
concept.
into it.
Yeah,
were
it was
so
really cool in
into it.
concept. Like you can tell he's like really in character and stuff. But I mean, it was really hard to hear. So you definitely had to like go in like groups and to go up in it and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, these guys were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Amazu and 110 degrees. Shout out to anybody that wore fucking
Seriously,
costumes to
anybody
cosplay
that
out in this
cosplayed
goddamn heat.
outside. Well, oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Look at these people wearing jackets too. I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah. Although to be fair, it was cold inside.
Inside was freezing.
Yeah. Like if in some spots it was actually pretty chilly. So like mom and I would bring our jackets, not wear it, but we would wear it around our waist or
Yeah.
whatever, bring it in, so we could like you know, wait in whatever queue we had to wait in and at least not be cold.
And then at one point, I had a choice. I could either wear my jacket and not freeze to death, or I could fold up my jacket and use it as cushion on the floor because I had to sit on the floor again. And I ultimately folded it up and froze and sat on the floor because it was so uncomfortable.
Shout out to Zeke later because he found you a seat.
Yep, Zeke found me a seat.
For the Primal,
oh my god!
Primal concert. Mom had a seat, so that was great.
Yeah, he let me sit in his seat and he stood.
Yeah,
he's a good friend. He's a really good friend.
Yes. Very nice. Very happy to see people.
I know. I was happy to meet him in person because we've been playing with them for years.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Definitely
to
agree.
meet.
Seeing people is probably some of the most fun parts of these things.
Yeah.
Hope to see more people as we go to more of these.
And as much as I'm complaining, absolutely, when this happens again, I'm totally gonna try and get tickets because of course I am.
Yep.
I mean, you know, am I a Final Fantasy fangirl? Is a frog's ass watertight? Does a bear shit in the woods? You know.